Okay. Good evening, everyone. We always open with a word of prayer, and Mr. Hannah's going to give us our prayer today.
Thank you, Mayor Butler, and to the citizens of Orangeburg and around an area. May we bow our heads. Thank you, Father, for this opportunity. Thank you for this day. Thank you for all the citizens who are circled in this complex for the betterment of Orangeburg. You know everybody here would like to see Orangeburg rise. But you know what, Father? There's a storm out on the ocean, and it's moving this old way. The storm of love, the storm of peace, the storm of prosperity, the storm of happiness. Can't you feel it? Day by day, week by week, you can feel it. That storm is bringing in more industry, more of what you want in the restaurant. Look like every month somebody's opening up something. And maybe I'm exaggerating, Father, but we're so pleased that you saw fit to bless Orangeburg like you've never blessed it before, like you've never blessed any town. That storm out on the ocean moving this way, some of it is already here. The minds of the people are changing. Their bodies are changing. Their spirit is changing. They're happy. They're peace. They love Orangeburg. If they did not love Orangeburg, I don't think they'd be here. Father, you are such an awesome God. We praise your name to you, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. I want to thank Ms. Hannah for the prayer. If you could just tighten up here some more space up here. Okay. We want to thank all of you for being here to this public hearing this morning, this afternoon. And I want to do some housekeeping things. In the public hearing, you have 5 minutes to speak. And once the 5 minutes up, the buzzer will go off. You may come to the mic, state your name and your address, and you may speak. So the floor is open for you to speak on the consideration of the budget of the City of Orangeburg for the fiscal year of October 1st, 2025 through to September 30th, 2026. We're going to ask you to stay on the subject. Do not get off the subject of what we are doing, and it is the budget. So the floor is open now for anybody that would like to have comments regarding the budget. This is for anybody that would like to get up and speak. You can come and speak at this time. Anybody that want to speak on the budget? If not, we have the public hearing, the consideration. Are you coming, ma'am? No. Okay. Is everybody clear about speaking on the budget? This is the open public open floor to speak on the budget for the City of Orangeburg that we're going to read. And if you would like to speak, you can come to the mic at this time if you're out there. You want to come, Ms. Keith? Yes, you can come. Oh, yes. Give your speech. Whatever speech you have, you can give it. Yeah.
May it please the councilman and to the mayor. My name is Linda Keystroman. I'm the widow of a fireman police here in Orangeburg County. I just want, I hear so much happening in my little town, but I want you all to know that when my husband was on the fire department, we had to live off a post salary and with 2 children. And during that time, we lived off that post salary. The city gave us $75 for Christmas for children, and it was to go to Walmart to buy the present. And on Christmas time, you give me a certificate to buy a ham or turkey. And we live very poor, but my husband risked his life here for Orangeburg County. And to see that happen, it was very hurtful. And so tonight I'm here because I'm talking in reference to my late husband. And I want you to know when he died, he was a public safety officer. And when he died, the city of Orangeburg did not come to my rescue first. The United States Army came to my rescue first. The Army came to me and put $50,000 in my hand. And when they did that, they told me to go and bury my husband. It was a little after that, the city comes back. I had to wait a little while, but I buried him in public safety because that's what he was, a public safety officer. He risked his life here for the city of Orangeburg, and he loved his job. And I heard that you got a budget going on by the police officers and getting more money. I think they do need more money because it's a risk for the wife. The wife cannot sleep at night because my husband had, it was 24/48, that's what it was, but it ain't not 48, 28. 24, because they call them all times of night. So I hope and pray, Mayor, that you will do a job in giving those police officers a high pay, because that little bit of money I live off, with the help of the good Lord and with the United States Army, I was able to do it. So, Councilman, if you all can help these people, please do it. This is Orangeburg County. I raised my kids here in Orangeburg. I went to college here, but my 2 children went to Atlanta. I got a dentist in Atlanta, and I got a teacher in Maryland. But Mama's still here. Why? Because that stone was passing over. And I love Orangeburg County. And I want to say to you, anything you all can do, please do it. Thank you, Mr. Attorney, the mayor, and all of you. I want to say thank you for all the services that you are rendering here in Orangeburg County. I know it's a hard job, and I know it's hard for your wife. But let me tell you, through it all, you'll make it.
Thank you. Is there anybody else before we move to the next? Go ahead. State your name and your address.
Name and address?
Yes.
Jordan Hawkins, 394 Nansbrook Drive in Orangeburg. I just have a couple questions I would like to ask council on this budget. Do we have any allocated funds for fire trucks?
Jordan, you can't ask questions. You have to give your statement, what you feel.
Okay, all right. I want the city of Orangeburg to know that there are, I think, 1 or 2 fire trucks that are currently operational in the city of Orangeburg. There's firemen in bunker gear that NFPA has stated that you do have 10 years to replace your bunker gear. They're using expired bunker gear. Somebody's going to get hurt. God forbid, somebody get hurt. We're going to have a problem. We've got to look after public safety, and that's who protects us. We need to cut some of this spending, and we've got to help us before we help, whoever else we're helping. The fire trucks is insane. I mean, 1 or 2 fire trucks. We've been borrowing trucks from the county for over a year and a half. I think that's absurd. The DPU increase, I think also, how long have we known that this was coming? And what can we do to reduce this increase from the 3.1 million that the city was receiving and now to the 6.1? Or excuse me, 6.1, I think it was the 9.1, a $3 million increase. But I think a lot of people are starting to wake up and see that there's a lot going on in this city, and I just want to publicly make my comments, and I appreciate y'all's time. Thank you.
Anybody else? No, you on the agenda. You on the regular agenda.
Yes, sir. I still want
You still want to talk public?
to. Yes, sir. Good evening.
Good evening.
To Mr. Mayor, City Council. My name is Darnell Johnson. I live at 3127 Broughton Street here in Orangeburg. I also am the owner of Valley Coach and Logistics Commercial Driver Training School here in Orangeburg, located at 680 John C. Calhoun Drive. I stand in support of the budget. However, I do have questions in regards to the budget. As Mr. Hawkins just stated, you actually lack a lot of support for the fire services for the city of Orangeburg. That hits close to home because I'm a former police officer and firefighter for the city of Orangeburg. The goal for those departments is to have forward movement, not rocking back. And I would simply ask the council to actually consider even increasing the pay, as the current young lady stood up and said, to the amount of $65,000 per officer, an adjustment across the board. Because that not only makes their salary equitable, but also puts you in competition to be the leader in the state of South Carolina. Not somewhere in the middle, but the leader, which would check your balance on your budget. A couple other things as well, since we are talking about the budget. A lot of our citizens actually, use services like CCMO and OCAB to actually assist in paying their utility bills. That's a problem. I mean, many of us, like myself, standing here at this podium, I can afford my utilities without a problem. But folks like my mother, who's on a fixed income, I'm now her secondary component to fixed incomes. So my question or statement is, I'm just appalled at the lack of due diligence of the Department of Public Utilities to make sure we're doing the best we can with what we have to adjust the bills for all residents. Because we're just not affecting the residents here in Orangeburg, in the city, but we also have an unincorporated area in which the city's Department of Public Utilities actually serve, which in that case, that would be my mother, and also other family members. The other part I have to mention about the budget is the fact that we have some salaries that's questionable. And I bring question to those salaries because they exceed the federal guidelines as it relates to the federal pay scale for the federal government. The highest pay scale for the federal government is considered a GS-15, Step 10, with the maximum salary of $162,672. However, we have officials here in the city that makes $242,340.80. So my statement to the council is, how did we arrive at that number to exceed that of the federal guidelines? We also have another salary here in the city for the city administrator that makes $191,200.67. This information was provided to myself via Freedom of Information Act request, and also a couple of other salaries with the Orangeburg Department of Public Utilities, which one is for the Director of Wastewater, Water Division, Electrical Division, and Admin Division, all exceeding $170,000, thus exceeding the federal pay scale. So my question and/or statement is, how do we arrive at these salaries? It seems a bit egregious, because we study increasing utility rates, but the Department of Public Utilities also has a concern because they report somewhere in the range of $19.1 million in net profit. My question and our statement is, how much is that net profit being reinvested back into the system for the Orangeburg Department of Public Utilities? And has the Orangeburg Department of Public Utilities outpaced itself on the electrical division side itself to any other competitors in our neighboring jurisdictions as well? But I do reserve my time for the other portion of my session here at this council meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anybody else that want to speak on the budget or public utilities in this public hearing? Anybody else? Before we close this session, is there anybody?
Can I make a comment on what somebody said?
No, not yet. Yes, sir. Okay, we are getting ready to, I'm going to make a statement here for us. We've heard what they're said, and now I need to speak the truth to this. There's a lot of negative rhetoric out there. There's a lot of lies, and there's a lot of things that have been said about how we got to this point. But I'm going to speak the truth in here today to everyone before we go into the regular agenda. I have some slides. I would like for you to put those up, please. In 2018, this city council called Human Affairs for them to do a study of our city. As a result of calling Human Affairs, they recommended us to the Archer Group. If you follow the screen while I'm talking, you'll see it. The Archer Group recommended, this is happening in 18, that to put each city employee on a pay grade, the city had to pay $500,000 to get the employees on a pay grade. And that's the city side now, not DPU, just the city side. We paid that $500,000 because we had some employees making $11, $9. I was elected in 13, $9, $11, $12, and we had to bring those employees up. If someone was eligible for food stamps, they didn't make enough to pay the insurance. So once you put something in the budget, it stays in the budget and you can't take it out. So when we got to DPU side, they recommended that their salary was competitive, and the only thing they paid, if you see that $1,000 up there, that's incorrect. They paid $15,000 just to bring their employees up. And the Archer study also recommended that we do an upgrade every 5 years. Every 5 years, we do an upgrade to bring these employees up. So all this money was coming out of fund balance. It was coming out of fund balance. So then on section B, it says in 2022, we implemented the increase for the budget by 3.8 million. And then we created a separate division because this was during the George Floyd time. And during the George Floyd time, everybody was complaining. The officer said, we don't have jurisdiction over we don't have power in our jurisdiction because Floyd, he choked this man, he died. And they were scared because everybody was afraid, the officers were afraid. So what the officers they started complaining. They didn't want to do firefighting and they didn't want to, policing. We had to separate them. So we had to pay, we paid to separate them. We had to hire a battalion chief, I think it's Winningham. We hired him, and then we also had to pay for retention to retain officers and to be somewhat competitive. We're still not competitive, but to be somewhat competitive. Now a non-certified officer comes in to the city for making $47,000. And then after he or she becomes certified, they make $50,000. So we spent over half of the budget in policing and trying to be competitive. This was all happening during COVID, George Floyd. It was a lot going on, and we said that you would rather be safe, keep you safe, and keep you safe and from crime and all of that by spending this money out of our fund balance. We also had to hire 21 full-time police and firefighters total together. We bought 2 new fire engines. We purchased two new fire engines at the cost of $2 million. We did that during that time. Now, how we get here? How we got here? Also, in the next slide, the budget stayed flat in 2024, with the exception of Hillcrest, and Hillcrest was rolled over into the city's budget at the recommendation of the auditor. The auditor told us to roll Hillcrest into our budget. So we rolled Hillcrest now, and all of that was going on with Hillcrest became a part of us. Item 3 is most of the current projects and grant funded by the city. We did not spend one dime out of our budget for any of our projects. They were all done by grant projects. They're going around saying that we gave money to Claflin. We didn't have to give Claflin money. They did their own theater. We didn't have to. We had grant money here that we did all our projects for. The city hall was we borrowed money to renovate City Hall. We borrowed $7 million to renovate City Hall, and when we receive our penny tax money, that debt will be liquidated. We have a zero balance with City Hall, and we plan to move forward with growth, and annexation will be our priority. And in this budget, it does not include a tax increase. It does not include using money out of the reserve funds. We asked DPU is giving us a temporary increase in DPU transfer, and I just want to reiterate this because this is a negative rhetoric that is going around. DPU did not giving us an increase. DPU not increasing their rates because they giving us they increasing our transfer. 5 years ago, DPU had a plan, and in that plan, Warren, can you help me? In that plan, this was included for the increase. Can you help me say that, Warren?
Yes, sir, you said it accurately.
Yes, 5 years. So it's not that people say, well, DPU used to increase our rates so they can help the city. No. This was already implemented and it was already budgeted, and we already put it there. Okay, and so the amount to reduce a successful annexation, we're waiting to finish annexing the North Road. Then that will bring an increase with business license and all of that and taxes. We plan to replenish any previous cash reserves, and we're going to tighten up the financial control of policies. The next thing that I want to say that in the long-term plan, it will include a multi-year planning. Planning will increase a city reserve fund. We will improve the efficiency and process of stabilization and work on alternative funding for capital improvement. On our wins, the railroad corner was a sore eye for development. Sore eye for development. We've been working on that for I know about 15 years or more. But we had to do something with railroad corners because when the developers would come and they get to railroad corner, they would turn around, say I must have turned on the wrong track. So Congressman Clyburn, thank God for federal money, awarded the city, is it $22 million? $22 million to do that project. This money is not coming from city funds, so don't go out and say we are spending money for the city. No, this money is for the project, $22 million to put a pedestrian bridge up there and also to finish the projects. We got the museum, we have a dormitory coming on board with retail and development. Okay, and another win that we have, the DYB attracts thousands of people, visitors. Sean, are you in here?
That's right, yeah.
Sean Taylor, you in here? Sean, how many people came with the DYB Little League?
We had about 20,000.
20,000 people were here in the city with the DYB. They came as far as Maryland and New York. The downtown area, the item number 3, the green buildings is sold to be repurposed for housing and shop, the green building. 2 additional city-owned buildings are in the work to be repurposed for housing and retail. This was when we get people living downtown, according to the study that we did, when they live, this will increase the population downtown and would increase financial gang would come downtown. But we did a study, and it said that downtown will never be developed until we get people living down there. So our goal is to get people living downtown in those upward parts. Another part, the Russell Street development of South Carolina State Housing is in the work. We have the new city hall, and that cost will not be passed on to the citizens, but we will, as I said earlier, that building will be paid for by penny tax. Okay, the new apartments on Summers Avenue, this is with the school district building where we plan to put new apartments attracting teachers and professional people. We also have the bowling alley. We have Ellen Zizhawk here. Stand up, Ellen, so they can see Ellen Zizhawk here. The new bowling alley is being renovated, and it's going to become an art village. It's going to become an art village down there. So those are the things. Also, when the industries was coming here and they said, we got to find a population that's work ready. We worked hard with the work keys test, and we worked hard with the work keys, getting it done in these schools and all. So Orangeburg is a certified work-ready city, and that's why a lot of industries are looking at it. We're saying that we have the skill sets here. We have two colleges, we have three colleges here, and that we are using them to help us get us continue to be work ready. The North Road is on the list to be for annexation. That's already in work. We appreciate the new restaurants that's here. We certainly appreciate the Longhorn, because that was just a wonderful thing to get the Longhorn here. And the Chipotle, and the Tropical Smoothie, and the Dunkin' Donuts, and the Waffle House, and the Starbucks, and all those things that we got coming here. And Zeus and Hasavana plant have expansions. They have expansions going. So we are moving forward. We are not going backward. We are moving forward in our movement in the city. I just want to close this session with that, to let y'all know how we got here, where we plan to go. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you. I would like to entertain a motion. We need to revise this agenda, please.
I move, Mayor and Council, I move to revise the agenda, the present agenda, for a new one.
Motion has been made. Motion been seconded by Dr. Kalu. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have the motion. Let me go back, y'all. Let me go back in, because some people spoke on the DPU while they were talking, so I just assumed that. Let me go back. I don't want to overlook anybody. Just let me go back for 1 minute, Mr. Attorney. Let me go back for 1 minute. Did we overlook anybody for the DPU, the item number, public hearing, considering adopting the budget for the DPU? Did we overlook anybody? Some people talked on it when they was up, and I just assumed that was, Anybody? We don't want to say they didn't let me talk, because we want you to talk. I don't think that people say all kinds of things about you, so I don't want, listen, did we overlook anybody? Because I don't like to be ugly to people at all. Okay, thank you. All right, now, item number 1, consideration of July 8, 2025 City Council workshop minutes.
Mayor, just wanted to clarify, the amendment to the agenda would allow the USDA presentation of the award.
Right.
To make sure that goes on.
Yeah. We have it right here for the lady to make the presentation. She's coming online, right? Okay, well, when we get to it, we'll call. Okay, thank you. Okay, consideration of July 8th, 2025 City Council Budget Workshop Minutes.
Mayor and Council, I move for the July 8th city budget of workshop minutes.
Motion's been made by Councilman Kidd,
Second.
second by Councilman Grievous. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion is carried. Ayes have it. The motion is carried. Item number 2, consideration of August the 5th, 2025 City Council minutes. Okay, we need a motion.
I move for approval of the August 5th
Okay,
council meeting.
motion been made by Councilman Kalou,
Second.
second by Councilman Kidd. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, the motion is carried. Thank you. Okay, we have an virtual appearance from the USDA regarding a community grant, and she's online, and we want her to come forward. What's her name, Sydney?
Sean Owens.
It's Nikki Toombs.
Okay, Mr., just 1 minute, Mr. Evans is gonna speak, and then you'll come after him.
Good evening, Mayor and Council.
Good evening.
Just for your consideration, we have Ms. Nikki Toombs, as she said, with the USDA. As you recall, on last Friday, we had a issue where USDA was going to present us with a grant, $50,000 for the purchasing of furnishings and technology for the new city hall. As a part of that process, it must go through DOGE, which is a standard procedure. Unfortunately, they did not get the approval from DOGE by the time we had called that meeting, but we have now received that approval, and Ms. Toombs from USDA is here to make the award.
Okay. Okay, now we can hear from you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, everyone. My name is Nikki Toombs, and I'm the Acting Community Programs Director for USDA Rural Development. I'm very glad to be with you tonight on behalf of our new state director, Mr. Jacob French, our deputy state directors, Mr. George W. Hicks Jr., and also Chris O'Hagan. We're very glad to be presenting this community facilities grant in the amount of $50,000 for the purchase of furniture and technology equipment for the new city hall. The letter of conditions has been provided. The total project cost for this grant was $398,805, and the city is contributing $348,805, and USDA Rural Development Grant will be for $50,000. We're very glad to be here on part of USDA and partnering with the city once again on this great project for your new city hall. And I'd be glad to, we will work with you to meet the letter of conditions and be able to disperse the funds. And I'd be glad to answer any questions before you vote to receive these funds.
Councilman, are there any questions for the representative?
No, we thank her.
Ms. Knotts?
No questions, but we'd just like to, as council members, we would just like to thank you very, very much for thinking and caring for the city of Orangeburg that's working so hard to make sure that our constituencies are taken care of. Thank you again.
You're quite welcome, and we're very proud to partner with the city and look forward to working with you more.
Okay, great.
Thank you again. This is Councilwoman Grievous. I just had a quick question about any guidelines for receiving the funds, and are these funds guaranteed to be received by the city?
Yes, the letter of condition, there are some steps before you can receive the funds. It's documents that have to be completed. But as we have in the past, our staff will work with the city staff to complete all necessary steps to issue the closing, the grant closing certification and the grant closing instructions, and then the funds can be dispersed.
And we are guaranteed to receive these funds if all steps are followed?
Yes, the funds are set aside for you. We'd like to close out these grants within 9 months. But
Thank you.
you're quite welcome.
Okay, is there no more questions for the representative from USDA? We would like to entertain the motion. Let me read the resolution first. Resolution providing a USDA community facility grant for providing for other related matters. Would like to entertain a motion now. And then go ahead with the motion.
I move that we approve the resolution approving a USDA community facility grant.
Motion has been made by Councilman Grievous, second by Councilman Knotts. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. The motion is carried. Thank you very much.
Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's give that a hand clap. That's wonderful. Our next appearance, I'm so happy to have Dr. Owens here. He approached me about the disease, Alzheimer's and dementia at a function night, and he wanted to come and speak to our constituents in Orangeburg, South Carolina. So Dr. Owens, welcome, and the floor is yours.
All right, thank you so much, Mayor Butler, for affording me this opportunity today to speak in front of you. My name is Dr. Sean Owens, and I bring greetings from the University of South Carolina's College of Social Work at Columbia. And I want to, my goal today is to make council as well as the citizens here more aware of some important research that is going on, federally funded research at that, that's going on right now. So if I was to take a poll, I'm sure that probably about a third of the people in this room know someone with either memory loss, who have had dementia, who may no longer be with us, or currently are living with dementia. And the reason I know this is because there was a large 2023 study accomplished by the Rush Medical University that showed that Orangeburg County ranks 8th in the nation. Orangeburg County ranks 8th in the nation for the prevalence of Alzheimer's and related dementias. And I want to do something about it. My grant won't treat it, but I want to be able to help manage care for individuals with dementia. So out of this large number of people who are living with dementia, about twice as many people are African American. And I can go into a long spiel about that, but I see I have 3 minutes and 38 seconds. So I'm going to get on with it. Just note that what I'm trying to do or attempting to do in my study is to see if we can use some off-the-shelf remote monitoring technologies to keep people in their homes longer. The reason I want to keep people in their homes is because now memory care is just not affordable. The average cost for memory care right now is around $6,000 a month. I don't even have that level of money now to be able to support that. So I want to be able to keep people in their homes longer, but the first step before I go to putting technology in people's homes, I need to find out more information from you about what your challenges are, either living with dementia or caring for someone with dementia, and what is your openness to using remote monitoring technologies? What do these look like? Smart watches, smart pill boxes, smart scales, sensors in your home, just like those in your security system that are very passive but can help monitor your loved one. So for my study, I am looking for individuals who live in Orangeburg or any other rural counties across South Carolina, but I'm really targeting Orangeburg because of the prevalence. People who are African American, have memory issues, or early stage dementia, and that may present as confusion about what day or time it is. It may present as you consistently losing things, not just forgetting your keys. I'm talking about something more consistent. Loss of interest in social events, and things like a lot of word finding. So those are some of the symptoms of early stage dementia. So these are the people that I'm looking for. Person with dementia, who's African American, live in a rural area, who also has someone in their family or a close friend who wants to participate in a 45-minute interview with me. That's all I'm asking is 45 minutes of your time, no poking, no prodding, I'm not taking any blood. We're gonna simply sit down and have a conversation. I wanna learn about your challenges again, to living with dementia or caring for someone, what your openness is to using the technologies that we're planning on using in the future to keep everyone, not just African Americans, but everyone in their homes longer. So in exchange for your time, as a thank you gift from this grant, I will pay both individuals who participate in the interview, care partner, person living with dementia, $100 in a grocery store gift card, just in exchange for your time. So I want you guys to reach out to me. I'm looking for about 10 to 15 pairs of people. If you're unsure whether or not you're early stage, do reach out. I see I'm almost at time. I can be reached. I'm just going to say my name out, say my number out loud. I'm also going to leave some flyers, which I'll leave here as well. Dr. Sean Owens, University of South Carolina, 803-777-0384. 803-777-0384. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Dr. Sherman. Appreciate you.
Dr. Owens,
Yes, sir.
don't you think it will make it more feasible if we partner with us at the hospital?
Absolutely. Absolutely. A clinical partnership would be ideal.
So I will suggest that you come to the hospital and speak with the CEO or COO.
All right.
Because the neurology department will be helpful.
Okay.
We have a lot of patients at the hospital.
All right. I will reach out to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
And we have Melinda and Kevin in the back stand so they can see. They run a hospice company here, and they would be another group that it is the hospice.
Excellent.
Yes, we have what we need in this community to help you move your study. Yes, sir.
Thank you so much again.
Okay, and y'all can get the information after. You'll be here after?
I'll be here.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Mr. Daniel Johnson, he's on the agenda as a community concern, so come on, Mr. Johnson, and share your concerns with us.
Good evening again,
Good
Mr.
evening.
Mayor, Council. Just a continuation, we've already addressed the matters with DPU and other salaries. I've noticed one thing in this meeting that we talked about, or shall I say, the administration has spoke about how much money has been spent. I have one question, as the owner of a business, how much money has been made off of the money that was spent? Because I think the taxpayers deserve that answer as well. Because I think the city should be in a position to generate some type of revenue to offset that taxable base, because that's another concern for the citizens of the city of Orangeburg. The second thing on my concern is, I heard this impressive budget spent. I haven't heard anything allocated towards children, our youth in our community. Not one thing. How many of y'all have children, grandchildren?
No, you have to talk to us, Daniel. Talk to us. Just talk to us. Tell us don't talk to them. Talk to us, because we got to fix whatever you say.
Well, here's the catch. We are all people. So at the end of the day, I'm convinced that some folks in the room have children and grandchildren.
Yeah.
So meaning that, with that last remark, that means that we are dismissing the very thing I'm speaking of to equate to get the children into the budget. The reason I'm talking about this is because just recently it was noticed that the city of Orangeburg was investing $2.5 million into the Hillcrest Golf Course that it doesn't own. But I'm trying to figure out when's the last time the city had a summer camp that's like sizable, not with the Orangeburg Department of Public Safety, folks like Dolores Felder and other officers with the Orangeburg Department of Public Safety takes it upon themselves to actually generate this youth-based program. But I think the program house about 20, 25, maybe 30 students from the district. But we all know that we have more than that in our city limits in Greater Orangeburg. So my ask to council and Mr. Mayor is the fact that we do include our children in our budgets, but not just for summer programs, which we know during the months of June and July that they're out of school on a current schedule. Also for after-hours activities as well, to the potential of even extending the city business hours for the city facilities. Next concern about DPU on public comments. I'm not quite certain that the public was made aware that they can make comments to Orangeburg DPU in regards to this budget analysis, this budget approval process, and all of that. You mentioned the Orangeburg Department of Public Safety, $50,000 salary once you certified. Again, I asked for you guys to consider approving $65,000 per officer. Why do I ask for this? Because I walk the ranks. I perform the duties on days and nights. So there's a needship across the board. You also mentioned the railroad project. Boulevard. It took many years. As a young adult, I visited many businesses down on the boulevard at Railroad Corner. And I'm just concerned that for many years, barbershops and businesses alike flooded. Sandbags at the door, and these were, lack of better terms, black-owned businesses that flooded for many years. And again, I just believe that we're just simply rushing the budget without, just consideration. Because again, I believe that the public was not made aware. Looking at the City of Orangeburg's social media page, there was no post that said that the public can actually come forward and address this in open public comments. So that's a consideration on behalf of the people of the City of Orangeburg. I will entertain any questions to anything I said from the council or Mr. Mayor himself.
I don't have any.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
thank you, Mr. Johnson.
Yes, sir.
How long have you known about all these problems?
Well, actually, majority of the problems that were brought to my attention, I requested the information via Freedom of Information Act request. Before disseminating false and inaccurate information, I had to await for the city to produce me with those said answers. So actually, I was at the hand of the city awaiting information to arrive to myself so I can address and come forth appropriately.
Okay, when you knew about the problem in the community, did you reach out to anybody?
Say again, sir?
Did you reach out to anyone when you discovered the problems that we have in the community?
Well, one thing about the community, I just don't talk about problems, I jump right to. I go to work myself. I don't bother city officials, and one thing Mr. Evering would tell you that, no one approached him. One thing about community concerns, like i.e. flooding, road concerns and things like such, I take the matter straight to the South Carolina Department of Transportation, for example, file a formal complaint on paper, which is documented on file. Street signs, stop signs, all that information is pretty much documented accordingly. So a lot of issues that's addressing the city, I've already taken initiative to actually take on those problems. But as far as the
Dr. Blue,
budget,
What we ask them to do, if they have any questions, any concern, address it in writing.
Now, Mr. Mayor, I think because what he was saying is putting a whole lot of dark side on the council, because if I have a problem, based on the Information Act, you have the constitutional right to find out for yourself what those things are. But based on what you're saying tonight, you did not.
well,
Now,
actually,
I know you are running for the mayor, but, for
No,
the mayor position, but, no.
well, Dr. Kalu, if I may.
Hold up.
You did
if I
not
may?
find out information. So that's
No.
putting a dark side on me.
No, sir.
We want to, okay, let me, I'm the chairman, hold on, I'm the chairman, let me say something. We want to keep it a concern, and any concerns that you have, address it in writing to city, but you have a right to speak to us.
Yes, sir.
And when you finish speaking, then you take a seat. You have a right to speak to, we're not nasty. We don't get into debates. We don't do that. I don't do that. I'm not nasty. I'm kind. I don't do that. So I'm just saying, you finish speaking, and then we'll address him after this.
Okay, fair
We'll
enough.
address him.
So I do have one last question. Since this is a matter of public concern, can I get reimbursed for my $641.25 that I had to pay to obtain this information since the city?
No, sir, you have to speak to the appropriate people. We can't make any decisions out here. And speak to Mr. Everett. Just speak to Mr. Everett. He's the day-to-day operator. I'm not cutting you off. I understand you paid your money, but you have to speak to him.
I understand.
He's the boots on the ground, the first point of contact.
Understood.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Appreciate you all.
Thank you so
Have a
much.
great evening.
You too. All right, let's be good out there. Let's be good. All right. All right, we have Park and Recreation Director Sean Taylor, tournament.
Good evening again, Mayor, Council,
Good evening.
guests. If you recall, and I know you cannot forget, back in the summer of 2024, last year, the city had the privilege and the honor to host the DYB Little League World Series. I think it was a smashing success. I'm very proud of our community of Orangeburg and the surrounding community for the way that we came together and the hospitality that we provided for all of the attendees of that event. I think it spoke volumes of the community that we are and that we can be in supporting our young people, as Mr. Johnson alluded to just now. So with that, I would like to turn it over to our Parks and Rec Director, Mr. Taylor, to announce some exciting news.
Good evening, Mayor, members of council.
Good evening.
Through Mr. Everett, I'm very excited and proud to announce to the city of Orangeburg that we've been awarded the Diamond Youth Baseball World Series for 2027. And this tournament this year will be with 72 teams over 2 weeks here in the city of Orangeburg. So we're very excited. We competed in a bid against 3 other municipalities, and we won overwhelmingly the vote to bring that premium sporting event here. So we're very excited. And I want to thank council and for their leadership and support, and I want to thank our community as well. Thank you.
How many people you think this will bring?
It's going to bring thousands and thousands of folks. They'll be here for 2 weeks in the city of Orangeburg, and so we're very excited.
All right,
to
now
have
you
them.
get your houses ready. Some of y'all might want to be, what you call those houses?
Before Mr. John leaves,
Mr. Taylor, Ms. Kidd has a question.
we just want to say to you, thank you so very much for bringing all the tournaments that we've had in Orangeburg.
Thank you.
We've had over 6,000 people here on 2 weekends.
Yes.
And I just want to say to you, and I talked with you earlier, Irmo, South Carolina, Little League team is in California and someplace else right now, winning games on the Little League facility.
Great.
We ought to be proud just to be in South Carolina, that the Little League is from Irmo, not far from us,
Yes.
that have played here with us.
Yes.
We want Orangeburg to know there's so much to do in Orangeburg.
Yes.
But we sit and complain, Lord Jesus, and knowing there's so much.
Yeah.
But come to the big softball team and see the little kids
Yeah.
that'll give you the energy
Yes.
that you need to do what you have to do.
Yeah,
Thank you so much again.
Thank you. Any more questions for Mr. Taylor? Any more, Richard, you have it? Okay.
I have a quick
Okay.
question.
Good.
Mr. Taylor, can you tell us how many parks and recreational teams, I guess I should say recreational teams that we have in the city of Orangeburg? Can you give us an estimate, if
We
not an
have,
exact number?
in our rec league, we have 34 teams and 7 leagues, with over 300 and about 30 participants playing baseball and softball here in the city of Orangeburg.
And outside of baseball and softball, other recreational activities that
We
we offer?
have basketball, football, soccer. Currently, we have soccer and football going on with cheerleading, and it's about 300 total in that right now. And so we continue to grow. We're running out of space a lot of times. We have to kind of stop because we don't have enough field space to house all the team and volunteer coaches. Our operation solely operate on volunteer coaches. I think we got about 60 volunteer coaches that's giving their time every day, Monday through Thursday and on weekends, to engage our youngsters here in the city of Orangeburg. And so we're very proud about that.
So could we use more coaches?
We need more coaches.
We need more coaches.
We always are looking for volunteer coaches.
And these recreational activities are offered year-round?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And Mayor, thank you. I just want to reiterate, in terms of the investment and the return on investment, So the tournament last year brought in approximately $1.4 million to the local economy. Again, that was, what, 24 teams. The World Series in 2027 is 72 teams for 2 weeks. So there will likely be a substantial local financial impact, economic impact to that tournament. And I just want to thank Mr. Foster, Mr. Foster, the other Sean, Mr. Taylor and Marty and the team for the presentation that they made. How long ago was it? About a month ago? 2 weeks ago? Wow, time is running. They did an excellent job, and it's because of our facilities, it's because of the investment that you all made in those facilities that we're starting to see this return.
Yes.
And I want to thank the community again. South Carolina State, as you recall, served as a host for the opening ceremonies last year. Chick-fil-A provided the food, so it was certainly a community effort. And again, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Everett. Okay, we have item number 3. Is there any more seats out there? No, okay. No.
Any more seats available?
No.
No.
Penny okay. Yeah, thank you. Okay, we have item number 3. Okay, Ms. Everett.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Item number 3 for your consideration is third reading of an ordinance authorizing the transfer of approximately .053 acres of real property with improvements, if any, located at 1188 Russell Street, tax map number 0173-13-35-008. As you all recall, this ordinance would allow a transfer of the property that we have to Paragon Development of South Carolina. They are wanting to renovate the building to provide housing and retail space, as you alluded to in your remarks, Mayor. I think this is an excellent opportunity as we continue toward the revitalization of our downtown, and I would recommend your approval.
Okay. Yes, sir. You have something to say? Okay. Are there any questions regarding item number 3? If not, I'm going to read the ordinance. Authorizing the transfer of approximately 0.053 acres of real property with the improvements, if any, located at 1188 Russell Street with the county tax map number 0173-1335-008-000 and providing for other related matters. We would like to entertain a motion on this, please.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to accept as read.
Yes. Motion has been made by Councilman Hannah,
Second.
second by Councilman Kalu. All in favor?
All right.
Is any opposed? Ayes have it, the motion is carried. Thank you. We have item number 4.
Thank you, Mayor, Council, again. Item number 4 for your consideration is third reading of an ordinance amending Chapter 5, which are the police regulations of the City Code by adding Section 5-10.5, otherwise known as loitering. Again, as you recall, about 5 years ago, I think it was, the city repealed the loitering ordinance, and based on information and requests that we received from local businesses and others about the increase of loiterers in our community, we're asking you to consider adopting this ordinance that would reinstate, if you will, the loitering ordinance and basically give our law enforcement officers the authority to either arrest or remove loiterers that are in public restrooms, schools, parks, public grounds, buildings, restaurants, taverns, parking lots, et cetera. Happy to answer any questions.
Okay. Now, Council, do you all have any comments on that before I read the ordinance? Any comments and remarks from anybody? Ms. Knotts? Anybody?
No,
All right. Amending Chapter 5, Police Regulations of the City of Code by adding Section 510-5 loitering and providing for other related matters. We would like to entertain a motion, please.
Mayor and council, I move for the adoption of amending Chapter 5, Police Regulations of the City Code by adding Section 5-10.5 loitering and providing for other related matters.
Motion's been made by Councilman Kidd,
Second.
second by Councilman Grievous. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, the motion is carried. Item number 5.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Item number 5 for your consideration is second reading of an ordinance amending the budget for the city of Orangeburg for the fiscal year October 1, 2024 through September 30th, 2025. This is the annual kind of amendment to the budget that we do. Just for your recollection and that of the public, we're asking that the current budget be amended to $32,599,470. It is currently at $20 million. That's about a $3 million increase. And I want to talk a little about what this money will be used for, and it's kind of what you alluded to earlier, Mayor. It's really public safety. About 80% of the budget is salaries. And like you said earlier, we had a lot to deal with in terms of making sure that we provided the necessary public safety for this community, given what you talked about earlier with the George Floyd and things of that nature, and having to basically bifurcate public safety from police to firefighters. And we had to hire those additional firefighters. We had to increase the salaries. I know that Councilman Stroman has been a strong advocate for increasing law enforcement salaries. We did that to increase the starting salary. We also increased salaries throughout public safety. And so that led to about a $2.7 million increase. And so that's where that money is going. Happy to answer any questions.
Any questions or any comments before we read the budget? Any questions, any comments?
This is number 5, right?
Yeah, for number 5, yes, sir.
Yeah, because,
You got a question?
no, I have a question on number 6.
Number 6, okay. Item number 5, an ordinance amending the budget for the city of Orangeburg, South Carolina, for the fiscal year beginning October 1, 2025, and ending September 30, 2025. 24, I'm sorry, October 1, 2024, and ending September the 30th, 2025. Thank y'all so much, y'all listening. Let's have some fun. All right, we'd like to entertain a motion, please.
Okay, we need a motion.
Yes.
Mayor and council, I move the ordinance of amending the budget for the city of Orangeburg, South Carolina, for the fiscal year beginning October 1st, 2024, and ending September 30th, 2025.
Motion has been made by Councilman Kidd,
Second motion?
second by Councilman Kalu. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, the motion is carried. Thank you. Okay, item number 6.
Thank you, Mayor, Council. Item number 6 is second reading of an ordinance to adopt a budget for the city of Orangeburg for the fiscal year October 1, 2025 through September 30th, 2026. Just want to, again, for your edification and that of the public, to talk about some of the highlights from the budget. Obviously, the city opened the new city hall, and I want to take a moment to thank all of our city employees. The move was pretty seamless. I think we didn't have many disruptions to the service that we were providing to the public. I especially want to thank our IT director, Mr. Clay Bozard, and his team. Yes, please, they deserve a nice round of applause. So Clay and IT, they moved into the building about 2 weeks prior to us doing the ribbon cutting, and they got all of the IT equipment, everything set up. So all we had to do was move in, and everything was working. And so that really helped the process, and I'm so grateful and thankful to Clay and his team for doing that. So we had a successful opening. Really appreciate the public coming out. Again, as you stated, Mayor, we borrowed $7 million that we're planning to pay off with the capital project sales tax, saving taxpayers numerous thousands of dollars in terms of interest payments. We got $2.5 million in state grant funding to help pay for it, and obviously we got a $50,000 grant here this evening. So that is going to be a tremendous success and for our community and for our service to our citizens. Like you alluded to earlier, we're making progress on Railroad Corner. Hopefully the Civil Rights Museum will open by the end of the year. As a reminder about the operational challenges for the city, one thing I failed to mention at the last meeting was I want to encourage everyone when it comes to the census to please fill out the census returns, because it has a direct impact on the funding that the city and the county receive. We actually had a decrease in population, and you know, you look around, you don't feel like there's been a decrease in the population, but because of the census, we had a decrease in population and it affects our funding. So we had actually received less funding from the local government fund because of the decrease in population of the city and the county. So that is very important that our citizens please fill out those census cards when they come. We have deferred maintenance and agent infrastructure and capital needs. Inflation I talked about last time is obviously a considerable pressure to everything that we do in terms of goods and services that we have to pay for. Staffing, recruitment, and retention. We also have to be ready for emergency preparedness. I know Mr. Harley and DPU are always Johnny on the spot, but these storms are unfortunately becoming more prominent, and that can certainly affect our readiness. Priorities, as you touched upon earlier, is to make sure that we have a structurally balanced budget, that we stabilize our reserve funds. It talked about, Mayor, we are not recommending any increase to our taxes. In fact, because of the rollback last year, a lot of citizens probably received a tax decrease. If you look at your city taxes, it probably actually went down. Not much, but it did for most people. So we're not recommending one this year. Some other highlights. I don't want to go through everything through last time, but we talked about a hiring freeze, continuing that hiring freeze, because again, the majority of our costs are related to personnel. We are eliminating funding for 10 full-time positions that are currently not occupied, and we just will not fund those. We have no use of reserve funds planned. We'll talk about Hillcrest a little later. Talked about annexation, and we're not recommending any additional debt or for any additional projects at this time. So in conclusion, we are presenting a budget in the amount of $29,770,080 for your consideration.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Avery.
Yes, sir.
I'm just going back to what Mr. Hawkins said and also Mr. Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
He recommended increasing the salary for our police officers to 65. And then Hawkins talks in terms of getting 2 more trucks, fire trucks. service truck for the city. Based on what you just told us, because the law train ordinance we just passed, that means more infusion of police officers in the streets to checkmate, those who are breaking the law. And also, with the weekend, get together and increase in gunshots, all this and that. So there has to be a lot of police officers. Based on what those two gentlemen are saying, there's a hiring freeze, elimination of 10 full-time positions.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think, looking at this, looking at the budget for the next fiscal year, that there will be a room to increase more the salary of the police officers?
That is something we certainly can look at. I would not recommend doing that until we get further into the fiscal year to see how things are going. I will say this, as I know it is to you, that public safety is a high, if not the #1 priority as it relates to the services that the city provide. It is obviously very competitive. I know that Chief Austin will speak to that in terms of retaining and recruiting officers. I would also remind you all in the public that we were able to get a fire tax agreement with the county. We were generally somewhere about $600,000 to $800,000 a year in average in terms of fire tax collections, and that is the donut around the city that we were providing fire services to. It was a convoluted and often confusing for citizens, but we were able to reach an agreement with the county whereby they provide the city this past year at $1.25 million, kind of a flat payment to the city for providing fire services, and it will increase at 2% each year. So we're able to stabilize that funding that will go toward our public safety and go toward our fire, actually. Mm-hmm. So, but to answer your question, any increase is obviously going to, if we increase salaries on the public safety side, we have to find out how to make up that money someplace else. In either increase revenues or decrease expenses on that side.
With the elimination of the 10 full-time positions,
Mm-hmm.
would that have any negative impact on the running of the city?
No, sir. That's a great question. Currently, those positions are not occupied. They're funded but not occupied, so we're not going to be losing anything by eliminating those.
Let me add this to, I just want to refresh the council's memory. When we talked about in our times about cutting, we said that, and anybody knows that if you work for an agency, I worked for the school district all my time, and I worked for social services, so we went through budget hiring freezes during the period that I worked 37.5 years. So anytime you have a hiring freeze, you always look back at the essential employees. There's something called essential. So the police department and fire, those are essentials. So if it ever comes to the point that, we need them, we'd have to figure out, we need more. I'm saying we need them, but we need more. We have to figure out how we can do it, how we can do it. Hopefully, we'll be in a position as we go forward to do it. We don't plan to stay in this position long.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully we'll be in a position to do it. But there are something called essential employees.
Absolutely.
Essential that if you're essential, that means you're very necessary. We can find a way to get you there if we have to.
So one of the things that I wanted to make sure for your benefit, for the public, that I go over is the master fee schedule. So we met with the directors, and we are recommending some increases. I think it is prudent to have increases from time to time to keep up with the cost of inflation, and I wanted to make sure, again, for your benefit and that of the public, that we go over those recommended increases. I will start with the DPS. So they're recommending the background check fee go from $10 to $25. Accident reports, they're primarily requested by attorneys, go from $5 to $25. Fingerprinting, from $10 to $25 for a resident, and from $20 to $35 for a non-resident. Tickets and fines, recommending blocking a fire hydrant go from $50 to $100. A fire lane, parking in the fire lane, unauthorized, would go from $50 to $100. No parking zone, $20 to $50. Blocking sidewalk, $20 to $50. Parked on the yellow curb, $20 to $50. Blocking a driveway, $15 to $50. And parking in a loading zone, $15 to $50. Many of these fees and fines have not been increased for years. And so, again, this is just about bringing it up to the current cost of living and inflation. Let's see what, a couple more that I wanted to share with you. Recreation residents per sport, increasing that from $30 to $35. Non-resident, increasing it from $55 to $60. And the charge for use of bleachers, sound equipment, golf carts, et cetera, we currently do not charge for that. And we're recommending a charge of $75. So we do offer quite a few, actually, benefits that are no cost to the community. Would like to continue to do that, but obviously everything has a cost attached to it. And so these are the recommendations that we're making to you.
Mr. Everett?
Yes.
For the commercial trash
Yes.
collection, how are we compared with the private companies?
Pretty much low across the board. I don't have those numbers in front of me, but we've always been considerably lower, especially on the residential side. But on the commercial side, we are not as low, but still lower than what you would provide, what you would see in the private sector. I could get those direct numbers for you.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to ask, you said a large portion of the budget, I believe you said this, is salaries.
Yes, ma'am.
And of those salaries, would you say, what would you say is the percentage that is devoted to public safety?
The largest percentage. I have that number, actually. I just don't have it with me, but
Do you have an estimate?
It's over 50%.
Over 50%
Yeah.
of the budget is public safety. And that's not to say that the salary is ideal, per se, but a large portion of that budget in terms of salaries is devoted to public safety.
Yes.
And in terms of the fee schedule, was there any comparison done to other municipalities for these services and fees that are charged?
Not by me. I don't know if our directors did when I asked them to come up with it, but I can find out for you.
Okay, and I just want to see how that compares to other municipalities.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Are there any more questions for Mr. Everett concerning item number 6? If not, I'm going to read the ordinance. An ordinance approving the budget for the city of Orangeburg, South Carolina for the fiscal year beginning October 1, 2025, and ending September 30, 2026. We need a motion, please.
I move for approval of the second reading of the city budget for the fiscal year October 1st, 2025 through September the 30th, 2026.
Motion has been made by Councilman Kalou,
Second.
second by Councilman Kidd. All in favor? Any opposed? Ayes have it, the motion is carried. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor, Council. Item number 7, Let me make sure. Yes, sir. Item number 7 for your consideration is first reading of an ordinance amending Chapter 5 Police Regulations of the City Code by adding Section 5-31 hate intimidation. You all might be aware that Orangeburg County passed their hate crimes ordinance last night, becoming the second county in the state of South Carolina to pass such legislation after Richland County. And this ordinance would follow suit and provide a hate crime ordinance for the city of Orangeburg. And if you have any questions or need further detail, I to our city attorney to give you that, or if you want to talk about it.
Are there any questions concerning the hate crime?
I'll ask Michael to give an overview, because I want to make sure that the public understands.
No questions, but at this time, I think it is important for us to move forward with the ordinance.
We need a motion on that?
I was just going to ask Michael to
We
provide
don't. It's for FY.
an overview.
I'm happy to go into detail, or council can take action. It's up to council.
I mean, what do y'all feel?
Can you provide a little bit of detail, just in case people aren't aware of?
Of course, I'm happy
Thank
to.
you.
Very briefly, and Mr. Evering's correct, is Richland County has done this, and I believe third reading and public hearing for the Orangeburg County was last night.
Yeah.
The hate crime, is this ordinance as it is drafted, models the Richland County ordinance right now. We will be working on getting a copy of the Orangeburg County ordinance to see if there are any potential changes that council would like to make between first and second reading, if first reading is accomplished tonight. The offense itself is an additional offense on top of whatever the underlying offense is. So any violation of Title 16, which is the criminal code of South Carolina, or any criminal offense under the city code, which is in Title 5 or Section 5, loitering, for example, that was added this evening. Any offense that is perpetrated under one of those that is intended to cause fear of harm, injury, damage to the person or to their property because of their race, ethnicity, national origin, color, religion, sexual orientation, gender identity, physical or mental disability would be the hate intimidation. So that would be the additional crime. It is a separate crime from whatever the underlying crime would be. And as the ordinance is currently drafted, and if a person were convicted, the judge would have the ability to sentence them for up to a maximum of $500 or imprisonment not to exceed 30 days, or both, which is the maximum penalty that is currently provided under the city code. Again, that is not mandatory, but it is discretionary up to either or both of those maximums. And again, there are some other nuances, but essentially that is the crux of the ordinance, and does mirror the Richland County ordinance, other than those items that needed to be adjusted to fit within our city code.
Go ahead.
I just want for a clarification. Since the state has no law on hate crime, where does the city law ordinance comes in?
So the question is really about preemption. And it sounds exactly like what it sounds like. Unless the state intends to foreclose a city or a county from taking action on a particular issue, typically home rule permits local governments to govern themselves, including health and safety type issues, public welfare. And so I do expect that, and there have been a number of bills introduced over the last several years at the State House. I do expect at some point the state will take action either to create hate crimes legislation, or potentially to indicate that local governments are no longer allowed to create hate crimes legislation. In the interim, it does appear that it is something that local governments are permitted to do.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions?
Any other questions? If not, I will read the ordinance. The ordinance number 2025-0, amending Chapter 5, Police Regulations of the City Code by adding Sections 5-31, hate, intimidation, and providing for other related matters. May we have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second the motion.
It's probably moved by Councilman Grievance, and second by Councilman Kalou. All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposes? Aye. Ayes have it. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Pro Tem. Item number 8 is a resolution providing for the imposition, levy, and collection of all costs related to the enforcement of the city code, confirming the lien on real property related to such assessed costs, authorizing the city to enter into contract for services with Public LLC. And so, just for your background, the city has had challenges as it relates to code enforcement, and I've committed to you all that we're going to help streamline the process and help make it easier for us to basically bring violators to hopefully take care of their property. One of the challenges that we've had is that when we issue citations or issue fines or fees, especially to absentee property owners, they often go unpaid. And so essentially, folks are just ignoring us. And at times when the city has to go in and clean out a weedy lot or what have you, try to remediate the issue, the city incurs that cost and has no way of really recouping it in an efficient manner. So what this resolution would do is allow us to enter into a contract with the same company that the county uses to issue their property taxes. And essentially what we would do if there's any outstanding fines or fees, we would add that as a lien to the property tax bill. So essentially a violator would have to pay those violations in a conjunction with their property taxes. We feel like this will actually help us out a lot, especially as it relates to absentee property owners who somehow manage to pay their property taxes but don't take care of the rest of their property. So I would ask for your permission to enter into this agreement. It would cost the city $4,000 to do so, but I think it'd be well worth the investment.
Are there any questions concerning item number 8? Okay. We're going to read the ordinance.
It's a resolution.
The resolution providing the imposition levy of and collections of all costs related to the enforcement of the city code, confirming the lieu on real property related to such assessed costs, authorizing the city to enter into a contract for service and Public LLC related to the same and providing for other related matters. We want to entertain a motion, council.
I move that we adopt the resolution.
Motion has been made by Councilman Grievous.
Second.
Second by Councilman Kidd. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. The motion is carried. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Council. The next item is item number 9, which is the resolution confirming, ratifying, and authorizing the city to enter into an operating agreement with South Carolina State University related to Hillcrest Sports Complex. As you know, we've been negotiating with South Carolina State for quite some time and have come to an agreement in principle with South Carolina State. They have agreed to, sorry. Okay, you good? Okay, all right, I just want to make sure. So some of the highlights of the agreement, it's an agreement that would, the city would place $2,250,000 of renovations into Hillcrest. That's coming from the capital project sales tax that was approved by voters last November to renovate Hillcrest. Obviously, the facility has a lot of maintenance and operation needs that have been neglected over time. We feel like making this type of investment will bring the facility back to where it should be in terms of attracting more players and also being a recreational outlet for our residents and visitors alike. South Carolina State would spend $1,350,000 to it as well to provide those renovations and updates. If there's an operational loss for 2 fiscal years within a 5-year period, the city reserves the right to pull out of the agreement. We certainly don't want to continue to incur operational losses as it relates to Hillcrest. South Carolina State will also share in any operational losses for 50% up to $100,000 for any operational losses. So those are some of the highlights. South Carolina State has to get the final approval from the Board of Trustees, which I was told they're going to do a special call meeting and hopefully get that done here shortly. If that is done, they have committed to providing $700,000 up front so we can begin the renovations this year.
Okay. Did we talk about Top Golf? Okay. All right. Are there any questions?
Mr. Mayor,
Yeah.
the commission
Yes.
for Hillcrest is still made up of 50% between the city and state.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you. The renovations, you have a time scale, a time limit?
Well, as soon as the Board of Trustees of South Carolina State confirms the agreement, ratifies the agreement, I should say, then, again, South Carolina State has committed to providing $700,000 immediately so we can begin the renovations. So it's just a matter of them, ratifying the agreement.
Let me rephrase that. How long would it take for the process, start, finish?
That I do not know, and primarily I can't say for 100% certainty because the money that the city will provide is capital project sales tax, so we will not be able to, until we get that money from the county, when they start issuing that funds, then we will not be able to provide any of those funds to begin to complete the renovations. So I know that's not a direct answer to you, but that's the best answer I have right now. It's really unknown. Hopefully, it will be 2 or 3 year period at the most.
And does the agreement, did you say, includes South Carolina State helping to run the facility as a whole? And is any of this money being used for that purpose as well?
So South Carolina State will, we will equally hire a golf pro to run the facility. They will also provide student workers to assist with the employment out there. But in terms of the day-to-day operations, the city would still be responsible for that.
Thank you.
When you said golf pro, that brought me back to my old question. He could be good at playing golf, but he may not be good at managing the books.
Mm-hmm.
And my take have always been hire a business manager then you can find someone to do the growing.
I understand that. Yes, sir.
Are there any more questions? Okay, any more questions? Ms. Stotts, do you have any questions?
I do not.
Okay. I'm going to read the resolution confirming, ratifying, and authorize the city to enter into operation agreement with South Carolina State University related to Hillcrest Sports Complex and providing for other matters related. We'd like to entertain a motion, please.
So move.
Motion made by Councilman Hannah. Huh? We need a second.
Second motion.
A second by Councilman Kalu. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. The motion is carried. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, council.
Before Mr. Holly come with DPU-related matters, we left something off, and I want Chief to come and give us an explanation, because we talked about the police officers, but we didn't put a lot of emphasis on the firefighters, and I want him to come in and give the emphasis on the firefighters and how we're trying to build the fire.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of council, Mr. Everin. In your description of rebuilding the Department of Public Safety into separate divisions, most of the mention was about the police division, and of course, some of the firefighters sent me a message to let me know that they just want to remind us that they are a critical part of the operation,
Yes.
and that they appreciate, too, all that has been done for them as we go forward with public safety.
Right.
So,
Thank you, Chief.
thank you.
We don't want to forget them, because we need them. We're going to hear from Mr. Harley with DPU-related matters.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, members of the council,
Good
and
evening.
members of the public. Good to be here. Just want to first give second reading to our amended ordinance. As council knows, we will always do this as the numbers change throughout the year. We want to give a more accurate reflection of how they finish. So any adjustment on this amendment will be done on third reading. So I would simply ask that you give second reading tonight, and any adjustments that we may need to make before third reading, we'll make those, and I'll point those out to you at third reading.
Yes, sir. Are there any questions or comments to Mr. Holly? Okay. Yeah. You miss? If not, we're going to read the ordinance. An ordinance to amend the budget for the operation of Department of Public Utilities of the City of Orangeburg, State of South Carolina, for the fiscal year October 1, 2024 through September 30, 2025.
Mayor and council, I move the ordinance to amend the budget for the operation of the Department of Public Utilities of the City of Orangeburg, State of South Carolina, for the fiscal year October 1, 2024 through September 30th, 2025.
Motion is made by Councilman Kidd,
Second.
second by Councilman Hannah. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. The motion is carried.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor and members of council, we have before you the second reading of the budget for fiscal year 2025-26. Just want to give you a few highlights. Won't go into great detail like I did last time, but I'll give you a few highlights of what this budget entails and what it does. First of all, it maintains our current operational service levels. We focus on modernization of our equipment and services that we provide to our community, investing in our capital improvement plan, our infrastructure, improving our resiliency and our ability to stay on as much as possible when there are severe weather events. We continue to move forward on our 5-year 5-year rate plan that we show you every year. Mr. Mayor, you mentioned that during your comments. Every year, DPU brings to council a 5-year projection on what capital investments will look like. This last budget cycle, we showed you that we're projecting an investment over the next 5 years of over $190 million. That is the kind of work that we're doing here to maintain the city of Orangeburg services from water, sewer, electric, and gas. That investment requires matching revenue. In order to plan appropriately, we do that in 5-year chunks. And those 5-year chunks, we give you an idea of what the rate may need to look like over that period of time. It is not necessarily something that council will have to do, but we give you a projection of what it may look like to fund those projects. The projects are necessary, the improvements are necessary. Council has the authority to tell us to slow down those investments or make some adjustments in those, but that's what we do every year, giving you those 5-year projections with respect to our rates. And remember, we also include in that what we project other funding sources might look like. Grants, we use cash, so we use the money that is cash on hand that we have earned over the year. We also seek other opportunities like low-interest loans from the state or federal government that might be beneficial to us. We're currently using approximately $20 million in grants to do some of this work over the next several years. So we have a multi-pronged, comprehensive approach to addressing the needs of our community so that we can always keep power running, always keep water flowing. Having said that, some of the things we're continuing to do is fight against the inflationary pressures. As Mr. Evering mentioned, that's no matter where you are, that's something that you got to deal with. We continue to work to retain and recruit top-notch employees. As you know, we have a higher number of STEM-type workers, those employees who are science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. They are hard to recruit, they're hard to hold on to, and they require that you pay them well. And so we compete not with just South Carolina, we compete with the world. They are people who make sure that your water is clean, your electricity is on and safe to use. So we struggle against that every day. The other thing that we want to point out, this current budget, as I mentioned to you before, is built on we gave you 3 options throughout the discussions. We built this budget on option 1A, and that option, make sure I can use this, that option generates $133 million in revenue, and we project $130 million in expenses. It will, to everybody's question about how much that will cost, option 1A will cost an in-city resident $277.28. It's a 3.7% increase, just shy of $10 on their current bill. And this is the average resident in the city of Orangeburg. The next one is the average cost for an outside resident. If you live outside of the city, you're going to pay a higher water and wastewater cost for being outside city residents. That cost will be a 4.1% increase, just shy of $13, $327.50 for residents that live outside of the city. This, in comparison, if you look at where our existing rate currently stands for inside city residents, we currently are the lowest, save Bamberg. With this adjustment, we move from number 2 to number 3. And that is, we are the 3rd lowest for inside city rate customers. And I point out again, most cities that have water and wastewater charge a higher rate for outside customers. Compared for outside customers, we are currently the second lowest, again, behind Bamberg. And then with 1A, we stay in that position. We are the second lowest compared to Bamberg and just shy, just lower than City of Rock Hill. So that's the breakout on how this rate increase will impact residents in the city of Orangeburg. As I pointed out in our last meeting, we project the biggest spend will be in our electric and water divisions. Just to give you an idea, those for investments in the water division, we're focusing on our plant. As mentioned last week, our plant is over 100 years old. Nothing lasts forever. We have to invest not only in upgrading the system and the plant and all the things that it needs to run, but also the technology that goes along with it. Likewise, we have, over the last several years, invested heavily in our electrical system. We started out with 24 substations, a lot of them 63 years old or older. We have done a great job. Wade and his team have done a great job of really reinvesting in those, bringing us up to speed, not just for technology's sakes, but also for the quality of service that they provide our customers. We have about five substations left, 4 substations left to invest in. The average age of those 4 substations is 55 years old. 55 years old. So let me tell you why that's important. At 35 to 40, we have used all of the good out of those substations. Their projected use of life is 35 to 40 years. Ideally, we would be ahead of the curve on this, but we're behind. And so that's why we have spent so much money and effort in updating those systems. We have now done 20, we would have done 24. We are eliminating several, as we told you in the meeting workshops, and we'll end up with 20. We're consolidating some. But the investment is to make sure, again, that we're always on, and that when we're not on, we'll be on very quickly. I don't think I have any more that I can say on that. I'll just stop and take any questions that council might have at this time.
Any questions?
Mr. Warren, thank you for the presentation.
Yes, sir.
I have 2 questions. That's based on the presentation tonight by our citizens. One is salary. For the sake of transparency, do you have a list of salary range for positions?
I don't have that with me tonight.
No, not tonight.
Yes,
do you have
we do.
that a citizen can check it out?
Yes, we do, and we would provide that to anybody
Ask for it.
that asks for it. And as the mayor mentioned, we were a part of the study that adjusted, that set our salary ranges. And we've had people periodically send in FOIA requests, but we share that with anybody who requests it.
Okay. Then one other thing which also makes sense is one of our citizens also mentioned that some people are able to pay the monthly bill, but there are some other people may not afford it. Do we have any way of helping out the indigent citizens?
Dr. Clue, that's an excellent question. So as I've said before, the DPU, when our customer service representatives sit across from a citizen, we don't see a bill to collect. We see a customer who may be dealing with difficult situations. In many cases, our customer service reps operate as case managers because they, on many occasions, will call our community connections, whether it's OCAB or CCMO, to a help in the local churches that we have a list of, that we reach out to them to help customers when possible. It's not always possible. On the other side of that, we also have times where we work out payment arrangements for customers. We do that on a regular basis. So we do everything we can to help a customer maintain the service, keep the services running, and so we don't just see a bill to collect. We see a customer to assist in any way possible. We try to make sure that the customer understands our rules and how council has set out for us to work, but we do everything we can to make it possible for a customer to catch their bill up or to make payment arrangements to resolve any issues that they might have.
Okay. On that point, is it possible for us to, based on your projected profit for the year, is it possible to have a line item for funding to help out these people?
So that would be a council decision.
But you can bring it up to the council for us to
we can look at what that would look like. Keep in mind, we do have partnership with CCMO where we collect funding for people who are having a difficult time paying their bills. So we handle that fund, collect that fund for them as well. And again, we have partnerships with agencies like OCAB and others.
Mr. Harley, and you said it's a fund. I know that as city councilman, I contribute to a fund. I don't know the name of it, but I've talked to.
Good Neighbor Fund.
What I contribute, is it monthly, is that right?
Yes.
It's monthly, I contribute to that. But you've given us a buffet this evening. And we want it to be palatable for our citizens. So tell us what is the good that the citizens will receive from this buffet?
Again, Mr. Hanna, the budget that I have brought you maintains the quality of service that we have promised and committed to provide to our citizens. It invests in our system. We're not a for-profit operation, so everything we earn, we invest in the DPU, in its system, to make sure that it continues to run and are able to serve the citizens of this community. I always tell people, and I'm not ashamed to say it, we are the engine that powers this community, not just from the residents, but from an economic development standpoint. If your DPU is not strong, I tell people this all the time in the building, if we get a flu, the community has COVID. We cannot afford not to have a strong utility. It is essential that we operate. Everybody depends on the strength of your utility.
Well, I would like to add something on that. Just that appreciate your leadership, and especially after I became mayor, I understood all this. I didn't understand it, but when you go out to those substations, some of them was on life support. I mean, when the lights, remember when your lights would stay out a long time? Mr. Harley has gone, and him and the electric division, and they have gone throughout this county, and they have assessed those substations, because I'm so happy on Sprinkle Avenue that I see y'all putting that new substation over there, because those poor people lights would have been out. Cause that thing, I mean, I just appreciate you. And then you all as citizens will appreciate this when them storms come and our lights be out and things happen, you will appreciate this services. I know the cost might be a little, but you will appreciate it, because I live on Porter Path, and I remember around the corner there, somebody, a tree fell down, it knocked all our power down. We was in the dark, and when we looked around, you all was coming out, and I went throughout neighborhoods, y'all was there, y'all was right there, and you appreciate these substations, because Mr. Holly is really working in technology. He's really working in technology and trying, along with Mr. Holmes and the rest of the directors, that they really trying to make it efficient for the neighborhood. So we need to appreciate them instead of bashing on. We need to really appreciate them for the efficiencies that they have developed throughout this county.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Yes, sir.
And I do want to give credit to our staff.
Yeah,
Some are still
yeah.
here. They hung around with us.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You know, Mr. Warren, one other thing, the wastewater.
Yes, sir.
The one in Orangeburg is one of the best in the state.
Yes.
Because I read about it. It's one of the best.
Yes, sir.
In the state, the wastewater.
Yes, sir.
purification.
You are correct.
Just two quick questions. So going back to the equipment that is on or was on life support,
Was.
maybe some.
Yeah, we're still working on some.
So do we see us catching up at some point in, with our maintenance plan?
Yes, I think we will. It is a slow process. Part of the reason that, and again, we give, as the mayor mentioned earlier, we give those 5-year rate projections that we need. Part of it, we got behind during COVID. We were behind before that.
Right.
We took several years off, and we didn't make any adjustment because we knew that it was a heavy burden for folks that were out of work. And so we gave some time before we did a lot. And then we started it back when things started to get better. And so we're trying to catch up from that as well. But we do see the opportunity to get ahead of some of these things. But just keep in mind, the city council oversees what is one of the two largest municipal-owned utilities in the state. Our service territory is vast, and so our cost per customer will be higher because of the area we cover as well. And so our investment, we provide utilities to about 60,000 customers. That's much larger than the city of Orangeburg itself. So we're when people hear those numbers, they think of just a small city, and we're actually much larger than that.
And my last question, would you say the rates that are being charged now or the ones that we may possibly see in the future cover all of the services that are being offered?
So, great question. All of the capital improvements, the rates that we charge, you're talking about the investment in the system?
Per service, so with electric, water, wastewater, the rates that we're charging.
Yes.
Do those rates cover all of the costs that you incur to provide those services?
So we believe we're charging appropriately, but will it pay for the investment that is needed? The answer is no.
Okay.
So that's why we have to look at other ways to fund the investments that we're making.
Let me rephrase my question. So for our water services that are offered, the rates that we are charging the customers, does that cover the cost of that service?
So for water and wastewater, they do not.
Thank you.
Yeah, they do not. And so thank you for clarifying that question. So as council has heard me opine many times before, we need to have our water and wastewater rates cover their cost of the service that we provide. We have traditionally run those at a loss, and we've done it in recent years, as you know. And so I do want to continue to stress that at some point we at least need to try to cover those costs in those 2 units. And so that's a part of what we have attempted to do in some of our rates going forward.
Are there any more questions? Any more questions? All right, I want to read the ordinance. An ordinance to adopt a budget for the operation of Department of Public Utilities of the City of Orangeburg, State of South Carolina, for the fiscal year October 1, 2025 through September 30, 2026. Adopt and amend electric rates effective October 1, 2025. Adopt and amend natural gas rates effective October 1, 2025. Adopt and amend water rates effective October 1, 2025. Adopt and amend wastewater rates effective October 1, 2025. We would like to entertain a motion. Entertain a motion. Go ahead, Lou.
I don't have my book.
Mayor and council, I motion the ordinance to adopt a budget for the operation of the Department of Public Utilities of the City of Orangeburg, State of South Carolina, for the fiscal year October 1, 2025 through September 30th, 2026, to adopt electric rate effective October 1, 2025, amend natural gas rates effective October 1, 2025, amend water rate effective October 1, 2025, and adopt amended wastewater rates effective October 1, 2025.
Motion been made by Councilman Kidd,
Second the motion.
second by Councilman Lou. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Abstain.
2 abstain. Who all abstain? 2, okay. 2 abstain. Ayes have it, the motion is carried.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of council.
Okay.
That's all I have.
How did she vote?
I would like to, before we go into executive session, I would like to thank everyone that came out to the meeting tonight. I appreciate, I wish y'all would come like this all the time and be here all the time, because sometimes we don't see some of y'all and y'all sit, so we would like for y'all to come all the time, your citizens here, and your concerns and things means a lot to us. I would like to especially thank my mother for being here, because she don't hardly come. Stand up, mother. She don't hardly come too much, so she's here with us. I thank my mother for being, and my sister also. I think that they don't get involved with my business like this, so I thank them for coming in there. And I want to thank the college students. They are back from South Carolina State and Claflin. I want to appreciate y'all for being back and wish y'all a good school year. All of you, school board, everybody, thank y'all so much for being here. And I just want to say this now. Mr. Holly is up talking, but he has a pretty wife back there. So, for Nick, come stand so they can see you, because she don't hardly come. So we thank her. Thank y'all so much. Our executive session, item number 12 will be discussion and negotiating incidents to propose contractual arrangement and purpose sale or purchase property, receipt of legal advice, or other matters covered by the attorney-client privilege, South Carolina Code 3472, sale of property. We would like to entertain a motion to go into executive session.
Make a motion, we go into executive session.
Motion been made by Councilman Stroman,
Second.
second by Councilman Grievous. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Good night and get home safe.
Do it.